how we approach ideas is we essentially look at what are called outlier concepts on YouTube. So an outlier concept is a video that we see that has gotten a ton of views, but it's on a channel that doesn't have a lot of subscribers. So let's say that a channel has 1,000 subscribers and every single video they post maybe gets 300 views, 400 views, 500 views. Then they post one video and that one video gets 500,000 views. That video is likely going to perform extremely well if you recreate it, but not recreating it in your niche. And this is where 99% of people mess up when they're actually creating their content and their ideas, is they simply find these outlier videos in their own niche. They find these videos that have performed very, very well. And they're like, oh, wow, this guy crushed it in my niche, right? I'm just going to copy him and take all his views, right? That's not how it works. That guy's already made that idea. So what you actually want to do is you want to essentially use a process called base desire theory. And I'm getting a little bit in-depth, but this is going to be an in-depth video.
Let's do it.
So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at your niche as a whole. Let's say you sell dropshipping. Let's say you sell SMMA. Let's say you sell Facebook ads, whatever it may be. You want to look at the base desire of that niche. The base desire of all of those niches, and for majority of people watching this, is going to be making money, right? Then you're going to want to extract that desire. So you have the desire of making money. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at other similar niches that share that same desire. So let's say that dropshipping, right? Let's use that as an example. We can essentially detach that making money. Then we look at other niches that have make money. That could be business. That could be SMMA. That could be Amazon FBA. All of these different little niches, they'll have ideas in there that can essentially be transferred back to your niche that have no competition because no one's made them yet. So what you want to do when you're doing ideas and you're looking for angles for videos, what you're going to want to do is essentially find that base desire, find a parallel niche. It's what we call parallel niches. Do extensive research on that parallel niche, looking for videos that are outlier videos, have a lot of views, low subs. Once you find one in a parallel niche, you bring that back to your niche and you essentially recreate it. So a video that I did that went really viral recently was essentially a concept that I got from an entrepreneur named Jeremy Haynes. He made a video that was titled "Webinars are on easy mode for business owners." I simply changed that and I took that concept, I took it back to my niche, and I essentially just said, YouTube is on easy mode for new channels. And that video got 60,000 views in like a month, right? The reason why that happened is because I essentially took that proven concept that shares the same desire as my audience has, and I transferred it into a niche where it has never been done before. So it's essentially a proven idea. I replicated the title, the thumbnail, and took that packaging, brought it back, and essentially had a proven concept, proven title, proven thumbnail in a space where it had never been done before. So I already knew for a fact that that video was going to work for my audience because no one else had done it yet. And that is how you ideate.
Very nice. And what would you say separates a bad idea from a good idea?
One that follows the value equation. So everyone here should know Alex Hormozi's value equation, right? It's dream outcome, time. I don't know the actual multiplication, but it's dream outcome. You try to raise the dream outcome, and then you have the effort. You try to lower the effort. You try to lower the speed, and then you try to raise the perceived likelihood of achievement, right? That applies perfectly to YouTube titles. So what's a good filter that you can run your ideas through is essentially comparing them to that value equation. For one, does your idea have the dream outcome in it? Every single title should have a dream outcome. You look at any of our best performing titles, it's how to get 1,000 subscribers. It's how to blow up on YouTube. That's a dream outcome. And then you want to include at least one or two of those other pieces of the value equation. So for example, one that we could do is how to get 1,000 subscribers fast. That's a time delay. So we're basically reducing the time to the dream outcome. That is a very, very good way to essentially do our titles. And that video, I think, is almost at 1 million views now on our channel, that exact video with that exact title. And so you can do that in any space, but you start with an outlier concept and then run it through that filter at the end. and you can even make that outlier concept even more effective once you kind of get the hang of it by just adding more of the value equation on top of it. That's a really good way to know if you've come up with a good idea.